All right, welcome to the first ever 11:30 The Tiger video podcast. I am your host. I am Dylan Marsh, and I'm going to be giving you what's going on in the sports world today and hopefully every day from going forward. We're going to start off with the sad news of Pat Summitt, of her passing today. She was 64, legendary head coach for the Tennessee Volunteers, girls basketball coach, 8 national championships, and she won 3 in a row at one point. She was just one of those ladies, the innovators of this ladies big time sports, really respected. And some things people probably didn't know about her. The University of Tennessee asked her to coach the men's basketball team twice. That's how good of a basketball coach she was. She didn't care if you had a lot of talent. She can just tell if you had a lot of heart. And her sole thing, her sole priority in playing for her was you have to work hard. You have to outwork whoever you're playing. And that worked. 8 national championships. That's insane. And prayers and thoughts are with her family as they lost her way too soon. And also, Buddy Ryan, the defensive coordinator for the Bears when they won Super Bowl 20, passed away at the age of 82. He's also the father of Rex and Rob Ryan. Rex is the head coach of the Buffalo Bills, and Rob is his defensive coordinator in Buffalo. And Rob said that was his hero, person he looked up to all the time. Buddy Ryan was really controversial when it came to, he didn't really care what people thought, and he said what he wanted to, which is, like, today, he would have been eaten alive. Social media, oh no, he's not politically correct. This guy was one of the guys who basically, one of his famous sayings was, it doesn't matter how good a quarterback is because no quarterback has ever completed a pass while he's laying flat on his back. That's the type of guy he was. He was like, I don't want any excuses of how good he is. All you got to do is knock him down. And really well, won a Super Bowl with the Bears, long coaching career, was also the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals at one point at the end of his career, stuff like that. Real tough guy, real great guy. I've heard that he was an amazing person. Prayers and thoughts are with him, his family too. And so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off with what a lot of people might not care about as much. We're going to talk about the College World Series, especially because Coastal Carolina is facing Arizona. Where's Coastal Carolina? Don't ask me. I don't know. Somewhere on the coast of Carolinas. Versus Arizona, the Wildcats. Wildcats have won 4 national championships in baseball before. I think the biggest name coming out of Coastal Carolina, I think, was J.D. Drew. Y'all know who he is? I just know he played for the Giants at one point. Also, game 1 was last night, and I'm rooting for Coastal Carolina just because I feel like they're the underdog. No one really knows who they are. But they got blanked last night by the Wildcats. They lost 3-0. But the Wildcats pitcher J.C. Cloney, he had one heck of a game. He pitched a complete game, 4 hits. He only gave up 4 hits. Not bad. Shut him out. And he had 6 strikeouts. I'm talking about he had a great control of where he was throwing his pitch. The Wildcats' bats weren't crazy, but they went up on a 1-0 lead in the first, and then in the 7th inning, they knocked in 2 insurance runs, and Coastal Carolina just couldn't do anything about it. But game 2 is tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. I think it's going to be completely different. I think Coastal Carolina is going to give them what they're there for. They're not going to give up that easy. This is a team that's fought through the entire regionals. They went up against a 1-seed LSU. They swept LSU in a super regional at LSU. And LSU was a heck of a good baseball team. And then they lost their first game of the College World Series. But after that, they won 3 in a row. Arizona also lost their first game of the College World Series. This is the first time in the 29-year history of the World Series that both teams started off 0-1. So we're kind of watching history in the making here. And I think Coastal Carolina is going to give them all that they have tonight. I think that they'll win, and then there'll be a game 3. And does it seem like a lot of games are going to games 6 or 7 or toward the end of the series? I have no idea who Miss America is. Thank you so much. I'd be very honored you want me to be Miss America. I don't know if y'all heard that, but the intercom just came on. But asking for Miss America, that's weird. All right, but yeah, now we're gonna transition over into the NBA, where a lot of people are talking about where Kevin Durant is gonna land in free agency starting July 1st, whenever free agency begins. And I'm a huge NBA fan. I'll tell you that. I am a Oklahoma City Thunder fan. I lived in Oklahoma City for a couple of years, so this subject gets to me a little bit, but I'm not going to be too biased here because I feel like I'm thinking clearly about this. But they've said that the only two teams that can drag Kevin Durant out of Oklahoma City are Golden State and the Miami Heat. Golden State because he wants to win a title, and the Miami Heat because he'd be working under Pat Riley, which could get him a title. But I think Kevin Durant knows he should stay in Oklahoma City because Oklahoma City is the only team out there now that's going to be able to beat the Cavs and the Warriors next year. Because if he stays, because the trade that they got with Serge Ibaka to get Victor Oladipo, okay, I'll say Serge Ibaka is one heck of a basketball player. He can score. He was shocking everybody with the three-pointers he was making this year. He can pass, and heck, can he rebound? My goodness, can that dude rebound? But what we got in Oladipo is a spot-up shooter. He can knock down a lot of his shots. Great three-point shooter. Can drive in a lane. Great ball handler and an excellent defender, which is what they struggled with all season and in the playoffs. Yes, they took Golden State Game 7, but what made them lose and blow that lead, I think, was the guard play by Dion Waiters and Andre Robertson. Andre Robertson is not there to score. Andre Robertson is there to defend. But Dion Waiters was there to score, which I think he shot way too much for as little points as he actually scored. And he says he wants to re-sign with Oklahoma City, but I don't think Oklahoma City wants him to re-sign with them because they got Oladipo now playing with Russell Westbrook. That's scary. If KD comes back, heck, we even have cap space to sign Pau Gasol if KD comes back. Check that lineup out. Oklahoma City, the lineup will be point guard, Westbrook, shooting guard, Oladipo, small forward, Kevin Durant, power forward, Pau Gasol, and center, the rough and tough Steven Adams, Mr. Kiwi himself, who showed up big time in the playoffs. Everyone knows who Steven Adams is now. Not because he got kicked in the nads by Draymond Green. Okay, maybe because he got kicked in the nads by Draymond Green. But also, his rebounding was just amazing in the playoffs. And, the Knicks really want him. The Hawks came out today and said that they're in pursuit of him. And I think a lot of people are counting out the Knicks because Durant's going to play in Rio in the Olympics with the Knicks superstar Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony said he doesn't even need to have a meeting with the GM and President Phil Jackson for Kevin Durant to come. He says he's already recruiting Kevin Durant to come. And yes, a lot of people are saying, oh, well, Kevin Durant's been in New York City. He's been in New York City for a while, and he stayed an extra couple days. No, y'all don't understand. Team USA surprised a basketball clinic in Harlem, and everybody's there in New York City. Doesn't mean everybody's going to sign with the Knicks. Calm down. Calm down. But I think it's either Golden State or Oklahoma City. I don't think he'll go to the Heat because I think a lot of people are kind of they're not paying attention to what Dwayne Wade's going to do. Dwayne Wade, I think, will go back to the Cavs. I think if he doesn't retire after his contract's up, I wouldn't be shocked if he goes and plays with LeBron one year. Why not? They are as close as friends as you can get. They play really well together, as we saw when LeBron was in Miami. And this is something that's been on my mind. Why are people giving Kevin Love so much crap? That dude had 14 rebounds in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Yeah, he didn't score really well. But why would you need him to? Yeah, it's Kevin Love. He can shoot threes, but when he's off of his game, he's smart enough not to keep shooting the basketball. And when he's smart enough not to keep shooting the basketball, LeBron scores 41 points twice. And he gets rebounds. He plays defense. But think of it this way. People are still dragging him down because he hardly had any points in the 3 games that the Cavs won in a row to win the finals. But what he did have in Game 7 was 14 rebounds. That's an elite rebounding game. And he averages close to 9 rebounds a game this season, which I think is close to an elite rebounder. And with that said, think about it this way. Kevin Love got the rebound 14 times and gave the ball to LeBron James, the best player in the world, instead of Draymond Green getting the rebound 14 times and giving it to Steph Curry. Yeah, think about that. If he didn't have those rebounds, Warriors are 2-time champions. And it's more like, if you think about it, LeBron is like a Swiss Army knife. He has everything you need on a team in one person. Just together. And just flip it out whenever he wants to. Just flip it out right there. Flip it out. Okay, I need this right now. I'm going to get it out right there. Because if Kyrie goes on a shooting spree and is dropping 50 points, LeBron James doesn't need to score that much. You know what he needs to do? He needs to be the assist guy to give the ball to Kyrie. If Kyrie's not dishing out assists, LeBron James is there to do that. He's got great court vision. And when J.R. Smith isn't draining down threes and scoring like he should, and Kyrie's getting the assist, LeBron's going to become the scorer. And when Kevin Love isn't scoring like he should on the inside, that's what LeBron James does too. He drives inside. The one thing I see that he's not great at, which he could be because of his size, he doesn't go and rebound as much as he could, which I understand because he's getting old. But this guy's got everything you need to be. He can even coach. Have y'all seen him on his rest days where if Tyronn Lue's not really coaching, which he does, is what he gets paid for, but on LeBron's rest days, LeBron James is in a suit. Everyone's huddled up around LeBron, and LeBron's telling them what to do while Tyronn Lue's just sitting in the back just... And he knows that. LeBron James has an amazing basketball IQ. He's been doing this since he was probably 6 years old. He's been in NBA since he was 18. He got drafted in 2003, I believe. A lot of people forget he didn't go to college. Imagine if he did. Imagine how polished he would be coming into the NBA. But still, he didn't need to be polished. His first NBA game was incredible. They lost to the Kings, but still, his first NBA game was insane. I think he almost had a triple-double, which came with rebounds. You know, but he's just the ultimate player. All right, moving on to America's sport. Soccer. Right? Everyone loves soccer, especially the Euros. Everyone's paying attention to the Euros, aren't they? And Copa America, which I'm going to start talking about is Copa America first. I'm not even going to talk about the tournament. I'm going to talk about one player, and I'm sure a lot of us know who he is. Lionel Messi. Argentina losing in the Copa America finals because Messi, the greatest player in the world, misses a penalty kick. Probably one of his biggest kicks in his entire career. This dude's won multiple championships. I think like 7 or 8 championships with Barcelona and other like actual like leagues around the country. Or I'm sorry, the world. I'm not saying. But when it comes to international play, he's never won a major tournament title for Argentina. And I think that's really starting to get him. That's really starting to that really just stuck with him and why this tournament meant so much to him. Sat there and what's going on, man? Yeah. Hey, you're good, man. Huh? Oh, it's not on? That's on. That's good. I'm almost done. And after the game, after he missed one of the biggest kicks of his life, he goes into the locker room and tells reporters that basically he's done playing international play. He doesn't want to play for Argentina anymore because it's not for him. But when you say it's not for him, you're basically saying, because what is it for? It's for the best players in the world to play for the country. And that's exactly what he is. He's the best player in the world, but he's saying it's not for him. You know, I think it was just all in emotion. I'm sure he will come back and play for Argentina. But if he doesn't, I wouldn't be surprised either. But, and also moving over to the Euros, because I'm sure all of us watched that too, because I know I didn't, but I'm sure y'all did. But what I heard was England lost to Iceland. Iceland's having like some type of Cinderella run this whole tournament. They've been crazy. This is a team who never even makes qualifiers to come in to like the Olympics and to the Euros, but they finally made it, and they've been making a run, and they beat England, this powerhouse team, in the round of 16. And England is a team who pays their head coach, their manager, $4.6 million a year. Iceland's manager is a part-time dentist. Now, what does that say about how hard this team has worked? And just, I'm actually might watch soccer just to watch Iceland, and maybe actually watch the Iceland, listen to the Iceland play-by-play announcer. That dude goes insane. I don't know what he's saying, but I just know what happens when he starts screeching. But then also the German manager, Joachim Low. I don't know if y'all saw him. He scratched his armpit and literally started smelling it right there in the middle of the field, like this. But then that's not the first time he's done this. It's even nastier this second time around. This dude stuck his hand down his backside and his front side in the middle of a soccer game and hid in the bench and just took a big whiff like that in public. That's disgusting. But, all right, moving on to baseball. Texas Rangers are on a huge roll right now. They have the best record in the AL and tied for the most wins in the whole major leagues. They are 50-27, and they've won 7 straight three-game series. Pardon me. And Martin Perez, 6 straight wins, and this shows you what Jeff Bannister can do to a baseball team. This baseball team's best power hitter is crapping it up right now. He's not doing anything. The latest thing he did was hit a home run, who basically was a line drive that never left and never got higher than 42 feet above the ground. He's got this pitching staff back to where it was when they made the World Series 2 years in a row. They got the bullpen, which was their biggest need to help on this past offseason. They added to that, and they are doing incredible right now. And makes me, because Rangers haven't won a World Series in 55 years. So it makes me think, what would be the ideal matchup in the World Series? Because the team with the best record in the major leagues is the Chicago Cubs. They haven't won a World Series in 107 years. That's crazy to think about, especially the Cubs, how popular they are. No, they've been awful these past decades. I mean, a couple times they've been really good and made the World Series, but they haven't won one. But then another hot team who's won 10 games in a row is the Indians. They haven't won one in 67 years. That's the second longest. And the third longest is the Texas Rangers with 55. And then fourth is the Houston Astros with 54 years without a championship. They made it to the World Series in 2005 and got swept and just basically dominated by the Chicago White Sox. And that was a team of Jeff Bagwell and Craig Biggio and Lance Berkman with Roger Clemens on the mound and Roy Oswalt. I don't see how that they got swept like that. I remember watching it. I was young, but that's just what I'm thinking. If the World Series this year is the Cubs versus either these 3 American League teams, like the Cubs versus the Indians, Cubs versus Rangers, or Cubs versus Astros, these are the top 4 teams with the longest drought, and they're the 4 hottest teams in the league right now. So basically, someone's going to have to win one. We're going to witness history, people. We're going to witness history. It's going to happen. I don't know. Let's hope for it. Still early in the season. Not even All-Star break yet. But anyway, y'all, that's it. I hope y'all have a great day.